Zoom bit back on. Actually, screen sharing at the moment. No worries, but it's screen sharing. Same one. No, just making sure it's working. Hello. This is Instant Econ. It's very quiet.
Great.
Right.
Right, do all the demo doing.
Why is this only back up things? Where's the actual one? There it is. I need the chat open so I can see if people say anything.
Didn't reply all. Does it not reply all with your BCC people?
No, because it's hidden, isn't it?
Got a Jane White on. Yeah, I've just sent her the
What?
details. It's on. It's on. God, temperature in the room's going up.
Not paying attention.
Stop.
Here we go. Can you hear it?
Hello and welcome to the webinar. Luke is going to take us through the back end of the WebBoss sites. So what you can see on your screen now is the panel. Luke will take it in the most logical fashion. We'll have a look at the SEO module, because I know some people are interested in that. And please send any questions via the live chat, and we'll cover as many of those as we can. This has been recorded, and hopefully I'll be able to send you an edited down copy of the recording at some point in the next week. So enjoy, and over to Luke.
Hello. Okay. So here we have the Instant Econ dashboard when you first log into your site. When there's you get some sales data, there will be graphs along here which display your monthly orders and daily orders and sale data, and quick links here to get to the main things you need to use. If you hover over the left-hand side, the menu will fly out, and you'll see everything that you can do on the site. So links back to dashboard, adding new pages, and ones with a little hover arrow you can just click to expand. Your file uploads, edit the style of the site. And you've got the built-in modules, which with Instant Econ, you get a banner creator, blog, e-commerce, obviously, GDPR, tools, design tools, membership, social media, and web forms. So you can design your own web forms. There's plugins which let you have stock photos, so you can search Getty Images or some of the free alternatives like Unsplash and Pixabay, and a image compression tool which you can sign up for to help with site loading times. The SEO settings, there's some general things here for like robot.text editor and htaccess. So if you know what those mean, they'll be useful to you. There's tracking scripts and analytics settings, so you can insert Google Analytics easily or anything else like Pinterest, Facebook, Pixels, things like that. And error page editors, so 404 pages, so you can make them look nice and informative. We have import tools. So if you have blogs on WordPress or Blogger or Tumblr, you can import them into the site. There's also some WordPress importers, so you can import page content or media from an existing WordPress site, or you can import categories and products via a CSV straight into your shop, so you can bulk upload. There's Communicate, which lets you create newsletters, HTML responsive newsletters, and manage your subscribers list, so you can send out to specific membership groups or all of your subscribers, or just to the admins if you've got multi-users on the back end. And speaking of that, you can add various user levels of access to people. So if they want to come in, help you edit pages or manage the blog or just manage the products, you can create new accounts and then use the access lists to limit where they can actually see on the system once they've logged in. And there's email accounts, so you get domain level emails. So depending on which package you have will determine how many you can add. But that's simple enough to set up to your domain. Just type in what you want, set a password, and it's ready. Built-in site stats are there, so you've got graph views, list view, and then you can manage a whitelist and blacklist of IPs if you're getting spam or people bothering your site that you don't want. The stats graphs will give you location, data, page visits, retention time, session lengths, and things like that. Obviously, if you need more detail, you can plug in Google Analytics from the SEO settings as well, so you can combine the two. Then you've got general settings for the system itself, like your website name, URL, security backup. You can download a copy of your site. Cache, so you can turn on a cache to make the site speed up a bit if you're having some issues with that. But generally, it's not needed that much these days. And you can look at your account usage to see if your hosting space levels are filling up and things like that. And admin logs, so you can see who's doing what when they log in. If you need help, you can go to the help and support page. So you can submit an email ticket, or down in the corner, we've got live chat. So you can always send a message to us within working hours, and someone will be there to answer you fairly quickly. And that's everything as a quick overview of what the system includes. So is there any questions so far?
I know, Luke, some people were asking about SEO and SEO management. Some of the guys in the team have businesses where they're SEO specialists. Is there advanced modules for people who've got a high level of understanding?
Some more of the advanced SEO stuff will be in this SEO sidebar. So you can edit the robots.txt to manage. That's a bit of a tutorial there when you visit new areas. And I mean, if you know what a robots.txt is, you'll understand what you can do with this. So you can set where the sitemap is and which directories robots can go to when they're scraping your site for search engines. You also have a HD access builder, so you can create redirects. You can determine whether you want the W dots on your domain name, whether they're forced or not, to force SSL. That's one other thing. All sites we offer come with free SSL certificate. So once you set up your site, it won't have it, but all you need to do is either click this little link, or there'll be a little header button as well. Sometimes it will, when it detects that it's not active, and all you do is click on that and choose enable SSL, and that does everything in the back end for you, so you don't have to worry about anything complicated. And refreshing after that should then change that from not secure to HTTPS up there. So we've got a little padlock now. And enabling SSL is as easy as that. Within other things within here is you can do domain transfers. So if you swap your domain from a temporary, like a subdomain like you start with, which is like your site name .instantecom.shop or .uk, and you buy a full .com or something, you can then swap the subdomain for your new one, so you all your SEO links route around properly, and you can do permanent 301s then, and then all your link juice and stuff like that from search engines carry on without any detriment to your search results. And you can create custom 301 rules. So if you want to make redirects from an old page to a new page, if you change the link. And various other things. Clean URLs are enabled, so you don't get any of the PHP, these kind of query string type things. You get the nice / page name .html or something. And if you really know what you're doing with htaccess, you can create your own rules in this text area. as a on page or per page or per product. There's also the SEO tab, which I'll show you when I get there. So you go to the page editor, click on the page you want to edit. And then you've got SEO options along the top, which gives you various things like page title, the permalink, social share image. So if you're sharing the site on Facebook or Google or Twitter or something, that's the preview image that comes through. So you can specify what it is rather than it being random. You can set the description, meta keywords, and whether you want it to be excluded from robots. If the robots listen to that rule, good robots will. Bad robots and spammers obviously don't, but what can you do? Page author and copyright and sitemap priorities and frequency, which is different rules for search engine robots to listen to. And if you don't know what all these things mean, there are little hover tips next to everything, so you can read some information about what all this means. And obviously then SEO is not just dependent on keywords up here and things. You've got to make sure your page name is using keywords properly and sensible. And obviously the page content itself is relevant to what you're doing, so search engines can read it and pick up keywords within your content. And there's also an internal search feature on the site built in, so you can add keywords there to help people searching your site from the internal search find content as well. So there's various little bits here and there for SEO, and all that should help get your site found. And as long as you're keywording things properly and writing good content, blogging regularly, things like that, then that should be enough for SEO. Pam.
I see Pam just joined us.
Hi, Pam.
Question.
I just picked up my email. This should be recording onto YouTube, so you will be able to watch it back later if you've missed anything. We'll send a link out again for the final video for anyone who misses it. And Paul?
If you struggle sleeping at night, I would recommend watching this over and over and over.
I don't know what that's saying about this.
Nothing personal. Pam, do you have any questions?
That's good. She likes the SEO. Just write anything in the chat if you want to see anything. This is the same interface you get when we refer clients. This is the back end of the websites that we'll set up for clients that have a website from us, if that's what you mean.
So Pam was asking about page setup.
Or adding new pages to a website.
She didn't see the flyout.
Okay. At the moment, we are on the page editor, so I'll go back to the start so you can see how to get there. And for Pam and anyone else who might have missed the beginning, this is the dashboard you see when you first log in to your site as an admin. And if you want to add or edit pages, you can just click the big edit page button. Or if you go over the left-hand menu, it will pop out and you can choose edit pages from the little slide out and add or edit pages from there. And then adding or editing a page is fairly similar. You either click on one that exists to edit it or click add new page. So I'll add a new one now just to show you. And then you've got page options, so you can choose which menu category the page appears in or under as a dropout from existing ones, or if you need to make a new one on the fly, you can do that and choose to name it whatever you want. You can choose whether to have the menu appear on that page or not. So if you want it as a standalone page with no menu, so people can just link to it privately and not have to find anything else on your site, you can disable the menu or however else you want to use that. Visibility is similar in that you can hide this from the menu so it doesn't show up in the main navigation. Or if you want to hide it completely, make it private, you can hide it from the menu, the search, and the sitemap. So it really is a private page that only can be found if you link someone to it directly. And you've got set as home page. So anytime if you make a new page and decide you want that to be the home page, you can just click yes, and that will swap the current one for the new one. We also have a nice little feature of page design. So if you've got multiple themes installed, you can specify a different one per page. So if you have some reason you want a slightly altered theme on a different page, you can. Otherwise, it will just default to whatever the standard one is that you've got installed. And you can password protect pages as well. So if you put yes, you can just type in the password there. And then that will require people to log in when they visit that page, as long as you give them the password. And there's a modules tab. So depending on which modules you've got active from here. So if it's got green next to it, it's active, red's inactive. And if they integrate into pages, then they'll appear into this tab. So there's RSS feeds. You can add a blog to the page, either everything or specific article groups that you've set up and configured. Or if you've created any animated banners, you can add them to the page as well. But there's not on this site at the moment. And then the SEO options, which you just saw. And then publishing options let you can archive a page, which just means it will store it away from the edit list onto a separate section. And you can save it as a draft, and you can post-date pages or backdate them so they don't appear until a certain date. Let's go. Can you set up child pages as drop-downs on the menu easily? Yes, which is part of that menu navigation category. So the options in there will be the menu you've got set up on the site. So if I go to the site, there's the menu: home, about us, contact us, and shop. And if you set the page to appear under one of those, it will become a drop down automatically. Or you can choose new menu category and choose a new section to call it, and then the page will jump onto that one automatically as well. Does that answer the question, Pam? I don't know what the delay is on.
Devon Electric.
Yeah, how delayed it is between me talking and them hearing. As well, while we're on the page editor, There's editor tools we've built in to make things simpler. So if you want to add a Google map, you can click the button and then it will let you search on the map. And then you can style, zoom in, choose where you want it to be from a address lookup. Set the width, the type, however you want it to style, and then insert, and that will drop it straight into the page editor as a static map, which means that it's not an interactive map, so it helps you with page load speeds and broadband and all that kind of thing, depending on what people's connections are like. But it becomes an automatic link to Google Maps. So on the front end, that becomes a link to Google Maps then, so people can click off and get there quickly. Oh, there you go. That's what happens if you make a mistake. What's that? New edit category, and then save the new page. Which then redirect you to the editor again, so you can edit it, continue editing it. And then if I refresh the website, there should be a new menu category now that I just created. Find us, so that goes on there automatically. If I click that, it should take us to the page with the map on it. There we go. And then if you click that, that will take you to an interactive map on Google, so people can get directions and things like that from there. Does that all make sense? Is that helpful?
Luke, one of the key features of the WebBoss platform is the fact that it's responsive. What do you have to do in the back end to make sure that the site that you've created fits on a mobile device?
Sites or any of the themes that we've made are automatically made responsive. So on mobile, it should be fine. We've also got a test responsiveness button on the page editor, which will open a iPhone or mobile phone generator, emulator rather. So you can see how the site will appear on a mobile phone. And also how the mobile menu appears. And you can switch that around so you can see what it looks like in landscape, or choose a different type of device to see how it appears, or tablets. I think there's a question. How is it to build page content? Does it have a builder attached? What kind of builder do you mean, Pam? We've got the page editor here, which you can see, which if you're familiar with Word and things like that, it's got a very familiar interface with the formatting and everything, plus the plugins that we've made for adding content quickly, like the maps or videos, SoundCloud, stock photos, images, page templates we've got as well, some predefined ones. So you can make columns and things quickly and easily without needing to know how to do code. You can drop that in. So with some dummy text in, then all you got to do is pre-fill that with your own stuff, and then that creates a nice responsive grid. Does that help, or do you mean something else? Just wait for the delay to catch up. Drag and drop. Okay. At the moment, that's not something we offer in terms of page layout. It's something we've got on the on our pipeline, if you like, for improving the page editor. Oh, lag is huge. Okay. Yeah, we've got some ideas for later updates for drag and drop style page editing to make it a bit easier and less technical maybe. But most people that have used the system so far, even the most technically illiterate people, have got on with the page editor quite well. Plus, you've also got, Paul's pointing at himself right now. Even he can do it. So, and if you do ever get stuck, there's always the live chat or an email support ticket you can send in, and we'll get back to you quickly on that and show you what to do, and help you and give you any pointers. So hopefully that answers your question a little bit.
The best thing to do, if for those of you who haven't already done it, is to send through our very brief form, and we will send you a version of the Instant Econ site with your branding on it. And of course, that's your site then, not only to market the websites, but also to have a play with. And you can then have a go at editing the site yourselves and get to see it live.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to learn is obviously hands-on. So if you've got a site, log in, mess around with it. You're not going to be able to break it too much, and we can always help you out if you do get a bit stuck. And everything within the system, because it's built by us and designed by us in-house, there is a familiarity and continuity with everything. So once you're familiar with the page editor, for example, the blog editor and the product editor all follow a similar sort of pattern and layout. So you should be able to get on with all areas pretty easily. And I'll show you how products look, since this is Instant Econ. So if we go to the shop dashboard, and then you can hope to see that everything is fairly similar in layout and style, and you shouldn't have to worry about whether you'll get on with it. Different areas also have these little stat boxes. So as your site builds up, you'll get more feedback here from your earnings, how much products, out of stock or visitors and things like that. And the graphs here, which will fill up with data once you start moving with a live site. And obviously you've got your recent products, specials, bestsellers, which will appear here. Example product there. So we can just go to edit that. So you can see the product editor looks fairly similar to the page editor. The main difference is obviously there's a lot more to a product than a page. You've got it down the right-hand side here. You can shrink and see everything there. So your settings, your category settings, special offers, images, the SEO per product. So show you that. So you can add a permalink, the author keywords and description there, which go with the product search keywords as well. The editor is the same for the description here. So it's the same as the page editor. And display name, the SKUs and the summary is all there. And then the settings, you set the price, postage, quantity. You can do a start date and an expiry date. So if you only want a product to appear on your shop for a certain amount of time, you can do that and not have to worry about logging in to remove things later. VAT calculations are built into the shop as well. So if you've got a VAT number, you can enter that in the shop settings and that will calculate VAT onto your products, or you can show it including or excluding VAT and factor that in when you add all the prices. The weight, so there's different shipping types. So you can either do it per product postage and with a fixed price, or if you add the weight of the product in the shipping settings, you can set a sort of gradient type scale of how much the postage costs when it hits a different weight in the checkout shopping cart. There's other things like featured products, so it's more prominent on the front end of the shop, whether it's a physical item or digital or donation, so you can have a varying price. And some of the other sort of advanced things, you've got seller profiles, which means you can have various people have products in your shop that you set up, create a profile for them, and have it pay them directly to their PayPal accounts on checkout, so you don't have to worry about divvying out payments from your bank to different people if they're selling through you. And so that's all the chat says. One time, dynamic URLs from the shop. What do you mean by that? Every product will have its own URL in every category as well. And the SEO bit is where you set the permalink, so you can set the customizable part after the domain name. Payment gateways, we've already got them integrated. So all they need to do is sign up with the payment provider and then put in their details to activate the gate. So we've got WellPay, Barclaycard, Allied Wallet, Secure Trading, and PayPal. And there's also bank transfer options in there if you want to take payments direct to their bank. People can just get their account details and send it then. Does that answer the question?
Is there any way you can show where that is? Payment gateways.
Yeah, I'll go to the payment. There's the gateways page. So from modules, you've got payment gateways. Payment gateway page is part of the shop settings. There's a section called accepted cards because some payment gateway providers require that you display which payment method cards you accept as part of it. So this doesn't necessarily set up a gate. This just puts an icon on your shop front end to say you accept Visa or Maestro or PayPal or whatever, or Amex if you do that. So then you just tick that and save, and it's done. And that'll just put a little logo in your shop footer saying we accept these cards. But then obviously you need to actually set up a gateway to accept those cards, which is dead simple. So say you've got a Barclaycard account, you just click active, which then opens it up. Set it to the live gate, enter your PSP ID it's called, so your username, set the passwords, which you set up as part of the gateway. If you've got recurring payments enabled for that gateway, you can tick that, which will then allow recurring payments to be handled through the shop. And 3D secure and various other things depending on the gateway itself. I mean, some of them are a bit more simpler, like WellPay, just require you to put in your user ID and your client key, and that's it. All you have to do is click save. Same with PayPal, activate it, put in your PayPal account, email address, and click save, and you're ready to go. And obviously, as we go along, we will possibly add new gateways. I'm thinking about adding Stripe to it as well, so as an alternative free gateway like PayPal. And obviously, our development, we keep on top of all the updates from Barclaycard on WellPay and people like that. So we're always keeping everything up to date with the latest technology that's available. And yes, it is simple. And we like to keep everything as simple as possible. So all you have to worry about is getting on with your life using the website, not getting buried in technical things. And all the other settings are pretty straightforward as well. Just go to the different tabs. Everything's hopefully just fairly straightforward. Or there's little hover tips which tell you what things mean. So display, and we've also got gift aid built in, which is something that a lot of other websites and gateway providers don't have. So if you're taking donations or a charity website, you can enable it, put your charity name in, charity number, and that will add a special bit on the checkout for customers to tick send to gift aid or whatever it says. Then they fill in their name and address for their tax purposes, and in your order page on the back end, you will be able to export specifically the gift aid data to a CSV, which is formatted in the right way for HMRC. So then you can just literally copy and paste it into the Excel file that they provide you, so you can send off your accounts or whatever it is. So yeah, there's the VAT settings, which I mentioned earlier. Choose your country, set your VAT number, and when there's a VAT number in there, it will validate it as well. And then you can determine to show the VAT breakdown on checkout or not. So it depends if you're B2B or B2C. Set the VAT rate if it changes, which you might do one day. And then you can have the VAT calculation. So it's automatically adds it. So you just enter your price as X VAT in the shop, and the shop module automatically calculates it, or you do it as though it's including and it doesn't do anything. And then you can display the products with or without VAT as well. We also have discount codes you can add, so you can create a promo code and how much percentage it takes off, and whether it's valid until a certain time. And you can create that. There you go, simple as that. The moment the codes are sort of global to everything, but we are planning on adding product-specific codes or category-specific ones, so you can make more fine-tuned special offers as well in the future. So we're always updating and adding new features, and you can also, if you have any ideas, there is a little link down the bottom where you can send us suggestions, and we'll consider it and put it into our plan of updates if it's worth doing, or seeing what we can do with it. So we're always open to feedback. Hopefully that gives an overview of most areas that people will need to get started with using Instant Econ. There's obviously a lot more that can be said, but save overwhelming everyone. Maybe leave it there for now, and we can come back and do another one for different areas. Because otherwise it's we'll go on for hours otherwise.
And he would, no doubt at all. Thank you, Luke, and thank you guys for turning up. We will be running other webinars. Possibly we'll start to, in future webinars, just pick specific modules, and we'll probably be repeating a webinar on SEO. There's a lot of chat around managing SEO. Please send me your forms. Let's get you set up with the site, and then you can play with it to your heart's content. And at the same time, you can be trading in websites, and we can get that money to charity. I wake up every morning thinking about this £1 million I've got to raise, and it'd be great to have you as part of the team. So thank you, Luke. Thank you, everybody, and we'll speak soon.
Bye.
Luke.